Welcome back to Smooth Shine, and this time we are ready to get some items. But before, we check for some extractors if they're ready and whatnot, because this is the stuff that actually takes time into account. So, there we go. And ooh, 4 new roads now. Isn't that beautiful? It is so beautiful, isn't it? Alright. And that was also like another thingy I needed to do before I start the item runs. So, and that is decaying dragon key. Yeah, why not? Tanya, let's get this helmet and the Wuban helmet, and actually, yeah, this one is also ready. Let's run. Yeah, if I kind of feel the need to to upgrade the Warframe again. But actually, I could do this. Only problem is I'm rather focused on focus points because they're still far too important. So. Far too important. But on the other hand, just getting another trade would also be nice. So, Atlas Tartarus helmet. Oh yeah, that was like credits were missing for that one. What else? Like decaying dragon key. Yeah, why not? And build another one. Excalibur. Overkill. Capture. Nah. This could take a while. All right. The rest should be pretty much ready to go. Now that was one thing that couldn't be built, and this was the... Yeah, this former is 5 hours in there. I still need some more argon crystals. They're gone again. Sweet. And... oh, the mitre also needs to be finished. So much so. Hey, and also Valkyrie thingy. But yeah, there are so many Valkyrie parts still missing, so there's... not that big of a deal. Wuban Prime Systems. They're still like in there, right? Wuban Prime Systems. Alright. Whew. I really should decrease the price a little bit. Just in case. But anyway, was there anything else I needed to consider? Yeah, I thought about like having another build in there, like getting the Atarax instead of the twin vessel, because it actually still takes some time to get the points ready and whatnot. Like in this case, the maximum points would be 40. How long would that take? Very long. 40. How much damage would that be? I could put like another 6 in there. That means... okay, and 20 points are gone, so that means I can put, let's say, 23 points in there. With like the Molten Impact gone. 23 points, so there's this 6 probably, and then another one. Like elemental stuff and whatnot. Like, yeah, Shocking Touch is one of them, Molten Impact is the other one. Both of them 6. Therefore we got 12 of 23, so we got 11 still remaining. And the other 11 I could put either... yeah, actually just one mod that can be used. Like a 7 and a 4 maybe. It would still not be enough. Strange. The good part about this weapon though is that the spin attack is just so damn strong. It's amazing. It's just amazing. On the other hand, the damage just increases more linearly instead of exponentially. And this is also what I need to focus on, like exponential damage growth. In this case, come on. Than the mouse pad. Come on. Okay, are we? So, just to make my point clear, like how this increases damage. Let's check this again. Like you got your base damage. In this case, it's elemental damage already, but the base damage increases by, in this case, 90%, and then another 15 and whatnot. And then this one will be just put on. How was that? That is 120% just base damage, right? What was base damage? What was that overall melee damage? 20%, 120%. Let's quickly check that one. And calculator. So 120. Yeah, that looks like twice that much. Wait a second. So 120% melee damage. 120% melee damage. 117 times 2.2, because it's like plus in this case. 2.2 equals. Alright. So this the pressure point works like some kind of like exponential growth altogether. Like, this is a very useful mod you can put on a weapon in this case. So alright, so this one comes afterward, and I also wanted to get the paint in there just in case. So let's quickly add this one here to make my point. Where was I? Come on, window capture, yes, of paint. Alright. So where was I? Yeah, like you got your where's the game? Game is here, paint is there. So yeah, you got your base damage. In this case, it's so let's quickly move this to the side. Alright. So okay, so yeah, you got your, just need to check that, 3 windows open. Holy crap. So yeah, you got your base damage. In this case, it starts with some arbitrary amount of heat damage. So in this case, the flame, heat damage, whatever. So this is the base damage, and then if you got, let's say, the elemental bonus, in this case, either molten impact, that would increase heat damage, but in here it would like kind of work as a separate bonus damage, but because there's heat already, it increases heat. Like the elemental damage also works the same on slash, like that was slash, I think. So on slash and on puncture, and on, what was the other one? Slash, puncture, and impact. Yeah, impact must have been that one. I don't know. No idea. Anyway, this one is puncture. This one is impact. Hopefully that's alright. Anyway, so and then you got like your elemental stuff. It starts with heat in this case. Wait a second. Oh, actually, let's take this and put this down there. Alright, so we got heat, we got electricity, and we got cold. Like, this is supposed to be a snowflake. Yeah, and we got cold and heat, cold, and electricity, and toxin. Toxin was the how does toxin look like? Anyway, toxin must have been like the skull, kind of like that, and then so that is toxin. Alright, so these are actually the base damages, depending on if your weapon has them or not. And then the amount just increases if you have, let's say, an elemental bonus and whatnot. But elemental damage, on the other hand, works slightly different. because elemental damage takes all the physical damage and turns it into bonus elemental damage, like base physical damage. And so elemental damage in this case works a bit differently. So that one is over here. So this is physical damage that can be upgraded by whatever mods, and these kind of turn into heat damage, whatever. And if like the base damage is already elemental, then it of course works the same way as if it would be the one of the base kind of damage values here. So let's say you got 50 puncture, this one 50 puncture, and you get like 100% because it's easier to kind of 50%. Yeah, there's 50% puncture. No, not 50%. Damn it. Let's take something else. Let's go with 100%. Not 100%. Damn it. 100 puncture damage, and you get 50% elemental damage. Therefore, like you end up with 100% puncture, say, plus 50%. Let's say it's electricity damage, so plus 50% electricity, and this would be it. If you would get pressure point in there, like something that increases your overall damage, then let's say it's plus a bonus 100% in this case. It's not really maxed out on the level, like it's 120 at least the base pressure point, but let's say you get 100% just for easy calculation and whatnot. So 100%. So and we take this damage and we up this by another 100%. Actually, we could just take this and copy and over there. And this would be the effect of a puncture of 100%. If it would be 120%, there would be a slight bit more on top of it. If it would be just 50%, it wouldn't be that. It would be half as much bonus damage in this case. But the bonus damage gets on top of the puncture damage, and also on top of the elemental damage that resulted off of the puncture damage. Therefore, this is, I would say, like some kind of exponential growth, not linearly. Like elemental damage itself is linearly because this one came out like this is. Let's get another color in there. So this is the first stage, and this is the second stage. Well, actually, slightly different. So, okay, this and there is the first stage. This is the second stage, and this is the third stage coming from pressure point. And in this case, it would work like a Fibonacci sequence. So, like so. Like you get your base damage, you got your increase in damage, and then this whole thing comes from one mod only. Let's say you have more than one elemental damage. Let's say you have like 2 elemental bonuses. And then let's change that and move it over there. So, and then whoop. And then all of this would result in the actual like bonus damage from pressure point. So pressure point gets more and more powerful the higher your base damage is. And then of course there's some stuff like crit that also ups your damage. Let's say you have 50% crit. Of course, like if you can crit in this case, that would be amazing actually. But in this case, like we need the overall damage actually. Like if you have 100% crit, that means let's go and get green for crit because like it's crit. So let's get crit, and so that whole thing will be twice that. Like crit multiplier in this case, like, it depends on the weapon. If it's a 2 times crit multiplier, it's like twice as much at 100%. If it's 3 times, then it's 3 times as much. And then there's like another part of the exponential growth. Like if you don't have the crit bonus, just going on elemental damage alone won't do the trick. Because let's just finish the crit portion of it. So that one had to be filled in green. Alright. So, and this would be the bonus crit at 100%. So bonus. Why are there some red portions still not filled out? I don't understand this. That should all be connected. There shouldn't be an issue. Anyway, this is the 100% and 2 times crit in this case. If it would be overall, like if we hit 10 times and we can crit 10 times with 100% and 2 times the damage. If we, let's say, have 50% crit, then this whole thing would just be half as much overall damage. The maximum damage would still be the same, but let's say if we hit 10 times and we deal like, okay, let's say we deal, let's go with this example over here. We got like 100 and another 100 and another 100, so we got 300 damage. And this would be at 100% 2 times we had 600 damage. But let's say 600 damage in 10 hits would be 6,000 damage overall. At 50% it would be 3,000 damage. Is it? Wait a second. Yeah, half as much. Because only 50% of your hits actually crit. The other ones still do the same amount of damage. Well, actually, yeah. So wait a second. This would be 300 and no. 450 would be the damage overall. So it's a 4,500 damage with 50% crit, because 3,000 would be no crit, 6,000 is 100% crit, and the in between is 4,500 over 10 hits in this case. 450 like damage overall each hit. But yeah, what we need to do now is get the crit as high as possible, and also like the maximum value here as high as possible, so we can like use the crit and whatnot. And also crit works on status effects, like status effects that deal damage if the attack that put the crit on, not the crit, if the attack that put the status on the enemy crits, then the status has higher damage as well, like depending on what kind of crit it actually was. Like if it's a 2 times crit, it does 2 times the damage, and so on. So therefore, like critting is good for status builds in order to kind of like give higher overall spikes. So now other example. Let's say we, instead of and this would be critting, if we get, let's say this item actually has no crit, like 5% is, I would say, nothing. Like it's a tiny bit over here, that would be 5%. The rest is like almost unusable. So alright, where was I? And a second now. So okay, let's get a cut. Wait a second, let's put this over there, and this one slightly to the left. Alright, so other example, like if we don't have pressure point, which is actually a pretty annoying thingy, like this is this would be the penetration thingy. Like, was kind of like that. And then we got some electricity damage, and this would be like the yeah, the whatever third kind of damage thingy. Let's say it was something that is easy to, like flame. That could have been heat in this case. So but anyway, let's take this, copy that, put this thing over here, and it's a slight bit too big. Sorry, and we need to put something on it. So let's say we get cold damage bonus. Cold is something like that, and we lose, let's say, the pressure point. One does notice that this stuff is just gone. All right. So each of these things would, let's make it easy, in this case would be one kind of damage thingy. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 units of damage. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4 units of damage. So this one is far better than that one, like twice as much. And this one, in this case, is 1, 2, 3, 6, 12 units of damage. Very good. Therefore, if we put crit on this combination over here, we would only get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 units of damage. Not as good as the 12 units of damage. Now the difference here is 4. The difference here was 2. So it also, like, the potential increase in damage is far more useful than this. Except if the overall damage is not higher, and this is the problem there. Let's say we have like 50% damage in this case, so we lose like 3, but we have the other 3 already. Like, we lose 50% of this damage, that would result in 3 units of damage still being there. Therefore, they got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. 9 units of damage, and let's say this one crits like with 100%, it would be 8. Still, the one with 50% crit would be better, but if this one would be 50% crit, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bonus 2. Therefore, we got, come on, what is it? 6. So, like 6 units of damage. So it's just like amazing. So, but this was just like with bonus elemental damage and whatnot. But if you combine, let's say, like elemental damage and other thingies to improve the damage, it will be also alright. So now, there's also one slightly tricky part about it, and this is the puncture damage. Let's quickly do this. Take this and close it off. Then we got like puncture damage. And impact and slash damage. Like, if you want to improve them with separate mods that increase slash damage, whatnot, then something special happens. Like, let's say you have some arbitrary amount of let's skip this one. Say you have some arbitrary amount of slash damage, and some arbitrary amount of puncture and some impact. This one is, let's say, 2, this one is 10, and this one is also 2. So if you get a heat bonus in this case, you get all of this transformed into heat. Therefore you get 14 heat in this case. Say 14 heat. Alright, so you get 14 heat damage, and it's actually pretty damn good. It's like a damage improvement. Like, let's say you have 100% bonus heat damage, that would result in 14. Otherwise you end up with, let's say, 90%, which in this case would be 12.6 something, but still pretty good. Now, let's say we got slash damage improvement. No, not slash damage. Let's go with the best solution in this case. Let's go with, we get bonus puncture damage. Which is, this would be option number 2, but let's go with puncture damage only. So the puncture damage would just increase this thingy over there and would only act upon it. Therefore, let's say we have bonus 100% puncture damage in this case. So in there we got like 10, bonus 100% would be another 10, therefore 20 puncture damage in general. So we got 2, 20 and another 2, coming in 24 in general, and this one combined would be 28. So we got a difference of 2 damaging units in this case. So it's that one would be 100% puncture damage if you act upon it. So this is similar to having 2 elements, like elemental upgrades. Like the first elemental upgrade acts upon the base damage. The second elemental upgrade acts on the same base damage. Both of them combine then, of course, in some kind of like whatever element, or it's 2 mods of heat or whatnot. But anyway, both of them kind of turn into bonus damage that came from all the base damage. But if you have, let's say, separate slash impact or puncture damage, then it would only increase upon here. So you actually lose some points of damage. It depends what kind of damage is good against what kind of enemy, because sometimes it's good to have impact, sometimes it's good to have puncture, sometimes it's good to have slash. It usually is far more important to have, what was it, puncture or impact? Impact is nice because it's a knockdown. Slash is just a funny thing to have, but actually not really useful because it's not that good against armor. Like puncture is one thing that was pretty good. So yeah, so puncture is good against armor, and armored units are the strongest and most annoying in the game. Therefore, one should always get something puncturing. So we got that one, we got that one, we got that one. Alright, so let's see. The most useful thing to do actually would be to get like base damage on the weapons, whatever. Doesn't even matter what kind of base damage that is actually. Then we skip the separate kind of physical damage, and we only get 1 element, and then we focus on crit. Or maybe like status, in order to get some bonus instances of damage with status, procs and whatnot, because this is also kind of nice, and it could also like improve the damage a certain time, because the weapon here has 40% status. It's one of the highest, if not even the highest. What did say? It's the second highest. Like 45% is the highest, 40% on this one is actually pretty good. Also with the kind of slam on the ground and whatnot, that was really amazing. So, and then it procs 100%. That is so cool. Anyway, so yeah, we got like base damage, then we got 1 elemental, and then we focus on crit and like upping this damage like 1,000 times. So, but also one needs to remember that like units of damage are actually areas, and this area, and actually also this area, this would result in like only having 1 kind of damage and improving with let's say pressure point or crit, and maybe some status and whatnot. This would be that, like different kind of instances, and this one would be base damage bonuses like cold, puncture, electricity, and toxic, whatnot. This would be that. And if you combine them, kind of, you get this, and then you get like this thing of damage here that actually just pops out of it, and this is the nice thing to do. Like this is more like linearly, and it goes either this direction or that direction, and this is just some kind of squared because it's a square. And areas are fine. They're really good. Like, okay, so yeah, let's say we got this would be a unit of 3, this would be also a unit of 3, both in this case would be 1 and 1. Therefore we end up with either 3 or another 3 units of area, and we don't have that thingy. That would also be 3, 3, and no, it's not. Wait a second, because that thing here overlaps. So, and this one would be 3 because it uses that mechanic. This would be also 3, therefore it would end up with 9. So it's a nice thing to have. So this is actually not 3. It should be something around 2 point something, or just 2. Who knows? Anyway. So much to damage and scaling and whatnot, and like, yeah, the higher the area, in this case the damage, the better it is, and the better the overall killing potential of enemies. So one could, like, it also depends, like, if you get more damage this way than, let's say, that way, then always go for it, but depends, right? It depends. A good mix most of the time of this and that is always bad. And then that also comes into account like something like attack speed. Also, in this case, attack speed is always nice. Like, it depends on the playstyle. I said it already. Like, if you have if you only attack once and then it's done, all right. But let's say you attack multiple times, let's say 3 times also, then the time between the attacks, or like if you can squeeze at least one more attack in there, it would be alright. Then the damage would, let's say you attack 3 times, and with a mod you could actually attack 4 times. It's an improvement of 30%, or 33, a third. Yeah. The damage, is it? Yeah, has to. So bonus 30%. Kind of strange, right? You got 3 attacks, so 3 is 100, and you would end up with another attack. So out of that one, it's the same amount of time. Huh? Has to be 30%. Compared to the one before. Anyway. So let's close up that one. So much for the damage. And close up that one. Don't save. Already got the one. So yeah, so much to that. And the pressure point, yeah, it was like the bar that pops on top of it, and it's done. So then let's get a. That's actually kind of sad that I used a former on it recently, but anyway. So I also got the broken scepter. I really want to know what this thingy actually does, except for nothing. How much damage do we got? Like 60, it looks like, right? 54 and 60. It does less damage, slightly higher critical chance. Nice. Oh, also higher attack speed. That's neat. But the rest is pretty low. Like even the spin damage, whatnot. But the status, decent. Shall the talisman of the Grenier editor, it pulls health orbs from deceased enemies and energy orbs from destroyed. Oh, what? Oh, that is good. Oh, that is really nice. It pulls health orbs from them. Like some kind of gravity aura or what? Or is it more like it could practically increase the drop chance? That would be amazing. What's the name of that thing? Broken scepter. Broken scepter. Broken war, broken scepter. As a staff, it is a special ability that allows the player to drain deceased enemies to gain health or energy orbs. That is not what stands over there. There's it pulls health orbs from deceased enemies. Like, there either is an orb and you get it, or when standing over an enemy corpse while wielding the broken scepter, the player gains the ability to drain the corpse by activating the drain enemy prompt on them by holding down on the use key. Whoa. This will deconstruct the corpse in a manner similar to capture targets, after which the corpse will release an orb. Organic enemies such as lancers will release health orbs, while robotic enemies such as Moors will release energy orbs instead. Okay, as the draining procedure consumes the corpse, this can only be done once per corpse. But if you have, let's say, a survival mission, and also, like, how quick can this one be? With proper timing, it's possible to both deconstruct and desecrate a corpse. Okay. Desecrate is like the ability of the Skeletor. Anyway, the broken scepter has 2 small orbs in orbit, right? As an indicator of how many times the player can use the scepter's draining ability consecutively. 1 orb is consumed when performing a drain, and if both orbs are consumed, the player will be unable to drain enemy corpses until the orbs regenerate. Okay, so they can regenerate. Killing an enemy while channeling will cause the corpse to quickly float away and deconstruct. This does not activate the health or energy drops, that's bad, from draining an enemy, but the flying corpse can still be drained if the prompt is started soon enough. Okay, this effect still occurs then performing a finisher move. As a quest reward, the broken Dylan comes with an Orokin Catalyst pre-installed. What? Along with a free... Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, what? What? Okay, doing more of Inquest, Teshin, and whatnot. Broken Scepter skins, they're also there. Oh, that is amazing! Okay. Okay, that is really nice. That is really nice. Really nice. Okay, but, yeah, just in case, let's get out of here and get one of these art and treasure runs going. Probably not going to work, because there are some treasure runs that are very difficult, and one that is pretty much easy to do because that was actually the first treasure run I did, like the one with the multiple pressure plates that you need to press in order to get this one going. No, shit. Special relay. So, alright. So, yeah, wait a second. It's like 2, 2, 5.
Hey, did you hear, Tenno? I'm turning everyone's Iatan treasures into endo.
2, 2, 4,
Interested?
5, 4. Okay, the other damage would be 4 in this case. Why is it 3 times 3 makes 9? But I don't know. Very strange. It's kind of strange, but it works. So, Dr.
Maru's Bazaar. You've come to the right place.
Yeah, I'm looking for art and treasures. No shit.
Lucky for you, I got a hot tip on the location of some Iatans. So, are you up for a little investigation, Shiny?
Yeah, Shiny. I'm ready.
That's the spirit. Let's go.
So, and let's do this. See what this mission is all about. Yeah. An Orokin Catalyst pre-installed. That is amazing. Like, how many Orokin Catalysts do I actually have? Like, yeah, the Catalyst is the blue one, the Reactor is the yellow one, so much to that.
Here we go, let's find
One's for
some
weapons.
antiquities.
Antiquity! Oh shit. Okay, I do not like item treasure runs in this area because I know it's gonna be annoying. Antiquities! Come on. And go.
I stumbled across an Orokin codex that said this tower was known for its beautiful Iatan treasures. Unfortunately for you, it was also known for its deadly security apparatus.
No shit. As they always are. Oh shit, I'm on. Oh, why am I still with these damn keys? Damn it. Oh, argon crystals. Look at that. Ooh. And another argon crystal. Now look at that. It's a beauty, isn't it? I get like argon crystals upon argon crystals upon argon crystals. That is just amazing. So the question is, how much experience do I get by performing this? Using that ability, actually. Like, do I need to damage the enemy in general, or do I just need to heal myself? And that would be actually alright. That would be really cool. So, and downwards. Oh shit. Oh. And look at that. How much should we actually get? Oh. So, anyway, so we got that one, and oh, we need to go down there. Eh. Oh, okay. I mean, oh, okay, I know this area. That is an annoying one. Okay, in order to do it correctly, is this? No, it's not. I just looked away. Damn it. Like, every door looks like it's supposed to be an item treasure thingy. So, how many more? Bam! Clem! Oh. It's not Clem, but anyhow. So, move on. Why is it suddenly not an Orokin vault anymore? Like a derelict, Orokin derelict, not standard Orokin thing. Okay. So if you activate these thingies, stuff happen. The question is, you otherwise get access to these? No. Like that one. Alright, doesn't look like it. Ah, and it opens. Okay. Then you got that one, which opens these two. Okay. Strange. Why does it work now? Okay, then there are some over there and some over there. Let's get that one. Oh. Okay, this one, for example, does not work and would open these. That one does work and it opens this one. Strange. Very strange. Okay, we got it. Only thing you could do is like try to destroy it like so. Alright, that's it. And then there's my... Okay, this stuff. Actually kind of strange that you see this intact and also destroyed at the same time. No, that's the wrong one. Anyway, let's move on.
Well,
that could
this
be
should
it.
be fun. Maybe you should stretch first. You know.
Okay. What kind of thingy could that be? It could be one of three in this case. Like either the one that slows you down. There are even like two of them actually. Or it's what could it be? Okay, rising. Okay, have to sprint. Come on. Oh, okay. It's this one. Oh no, I still don't know what I think I haven't even... Or have I? Oh yes, got it. Neat.
My oh my, I think
That was
you
close.
found
Ooh.
it. Ha!
An
You
eye
got
attack.
it. Now bring it home.
Nice. Okay, so this one can be done pretty easily, actually far quicker, if one manages to kind of not collide with the wall. So this one. Antiquity. Ooh. Ha! Hey shit! Oh shit. No, 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 no. Don't get closer. Don't. Whew. Alright. So, there are also like some items over there. No. And up. Ooh! Fuck. Oh, still turning. Alright. Ooh, still turning. Was geht ab? Yeah! Nicht sehr viel. Alright. Oh yeah, that was something over here. Oh. Okay, nice pretty much. Sometimes it looks like I don't even hit them actually. So, oh. Okay, let's go up there. And Sesame, we got Ravage, nice one. But there's still better ones. Oh, come on!